When describing Shin, most viewers of the Dragon Ball series would say he had a mysterious introduction, a lot of hype, and then ending up being an incompetent letdown. But how true is that claim? Well, that's where this video comes in, through explaining Shin's purpose to the narrative. The first point worth addressing is in him not living up to his own hype, and this honestly seems to miss the running trend of many characters built up as a big deal being undercut by the capabilities and personality of Goku and the others, be it an expert martial artist not even being a worthy warm-up, or another in the god hierarchy quickly falling victim to gags. As mentioned before, Toriyama trying to go against audience expectations that still fit with narrative is one of the most consistent aspects of the series that make the Kaioshin status being a red herring not that surprising. On the subject of the Kaioshin status, his role within the god hierarchy was vague at best until later material, and doesn't seem to justify why Piccolo's hunch on him being Daikaio was proven wrong, beyond the use of other Kaioshin in Boo's composition. It's through knowing the literary and cultural inspirations behind Dragon Ball through Budo Taoism and Shioji respectively, that the Kaioshin rank works as a satirical jab at the overly bloated bureaucracy within the god hierarchy of Chinese culture and the Japanese workplace, or those of Asia's work culture in general, with how strong Shioji's critique of bureaucracy has persisted in Asian audiences for centuries. Shin's incomplete knowledge is much like that of the Kaior below him, that are selective in how frequently or thoroughly they survey their range of authority. But the range of Kaioshin has a few caveats that stand out. For instance, his knowledge of Yakon, who lives at the edge of the universe, and the history between Goku and Frieza, show him as trying to put as much attention into the obscure as the major cosmic information, with his flaw being in looking into the major bullet points of both extremes rather than going in depth. It's within him driving the plot in the direction of stopping Babidi that we see an observation that's grown in popularity in recent times of the ties between Shin and future Trunks, both being mysterious characters who seek out Goku's help in defeating a foe they know very well, and whom the Dragon Team severely underestimate, as well as their ability to harness their potential being limited by what tutors they had being felled too quickly. The main difference is in their position towards the initial reaction of the established threats, with Shin's reactions in Babidi's ship being much like what we'd expect of Trunks if he were to see Goku, Vegeta and Ten Shinhan's reaction to Burima's idea, with the latter not being something that could be implemented at that point without severely changing the story. Another difference is in their utilization, in Shin's actions in battle after his mystery is revealed arguably being more important to the plot than Trunks's, with Gohan's energy being drained through Shin paralyzing him, and Shin's ki being the single reason Gohan wasn't blown up by Boo's ki blast. This case of him placing his hopes in Gohan also being a nice reversal when comparing him to a character a different Gohan entrusted hope in. It's also through his exclusive knowledge that the events surrounding the Zeto sword are able to happen, whereas Trunks' knowledge of time travel and his history only directly advance the plot once he returns to the past, in confirming 17 and 18's identity. That isn't to say something as contrarian as Shin being a better character than future Trunks, but it does serve to show he is more than a copy of Trunks' narrative role. On the subject of their role, it is also worth talking about the effect they have on other characters. Piccolo's reaction to Shin and his willingness to defend him shows the synthesis between the redeemed Piccolo and Kami he has become. Shin's amazement at Gohan in particular highlights the arc's major theme of how the hybrid's potential is undercut by them not having the same ideals as Goku, and Shin ignoring the etiquette of godly superiority his ancestors and Kibito tout, show him as acknowledging how little natural superiority has played into his power or importance compared to the three Saiyans. What seemed to be eerie or mocking praise at first, shown itself to be genuine modesty with later context, especially when seeing him as willing to prove prove his worth when believing he can. This also ties into the duality between he and Beerus in Super, with Beerus doubting Goku and Vegeta's ability to ever challenge him, and viewing it as an impossibility without God Ki. Most striking though is in Goku threatening him when he gets between he and Vegeta's fight, being an underrated display of Goku's pure intent of fulfilling his desire to fight. The obvious alternative being Vegeta slaughtering more bystanders, or even Shin, if Goku were to further refuse. When it comes to Super, Shin is also one of the few characters improved by it and other post-original manga spin-offs such as GT. The Kaioshin role has been further expanded on throughout the 21st century to fit into the god hierarchy very well, and him bearing witness to Zamasu's actions in the manga, affirming to him one's origins don't make their martial or moral superiority assured, though his life link to Beerus creates a plot hole as to why Beerus didn't keep tabs on the events with Babidi. That would be a major risk to himself. In GT, Kibito Shin continues to serve a crucial support role in saving Goku from certain doom against Baby, at the expense of a pointless B-plot though, and is the one to help free humanity from Baby's control in order for the Saiyans to allow Goku to surpass Baby permanently. From the look of it, Daima may further utilize him when seeming to be central to its plot and direct opposition to what magical or godly foe the Dragon Team opposes. Although not a fantastic character, Shin fulfills his supporting role of driving the plot of the Majin Boo Arc, and even later events, well enough within scenarios that couldn't simply be handed off to another, to more than justify his place within the story. Thank you for watching through this analysis. This video was actually a request from Rod the Digger, so if wanting another character or topic's importance within the narrative highlighted, comment it below. Make sure to subscribe to keep updated on when it releases, and I'll see you next time.